be helpful. Okay. We're gonna obviously cut that part out. Hey guys, I am JCat with JCHATS on here RVA, and we are back. We're at the Camel, and I am here with our first guest back, Rachel Epp. She's a solo artist and one part of Oh My Friend Music. And we are here today talking about some of her solo work along with group projects. So welcome.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited to chat with you.
We're both a little nervous because I've been out of this for a little bit, and you know, she's so cool, and I'm like kind of starstruck. But we're gonna have some fun. Welcome.
Ooh, thanks.
I'm excited to have you here. So we first connected. It's been a little bit, but really started chatting right after a show here.
Yes.
We both came up and saw Cypher Music and Zach Benson, and Rachel happened to be here. We didn't run into each other though, did we?
No, but I saw you post about something about the show afterwards, and then I realized, oh, you're the reason I was here.
So watching JChats, that's how you heard about Zach.
Yes.
So was that what made you go to the show that day?
Yeah, so I was on sort of here RVA rabbit hole, and that led me to JChats, and then that led me to Zach Benson, and then I was texting my brother, who's a huge music fan, and I was like, you gotta check this person out. And then we realized he was playing the Camel, and brought some group of friends here, and it was really fun.
Awesome. So it came out, saw an amazing show. Zach is one of the first local artists that I saw in concert recently, and I saw him up at the Canal Club, and I had already been thinking about, you know, Richmond, the music scene, artists like him, you people out there, and how amazing you guys all are, and just that whole thought process of, wow, Richmond really needs something to focus on these people, and it you know, got me really excited. Got to reach out to Ryan and Elijah, talk about here RVA, and boom, here we are. And it's so cool to hear again, people like you, musicians, different business owners, being like, hey, I've heard about here RVA, love here RVA. I got to learn about different artists from you guys.
It's so cool, and watching the videos and the content, like I feel inspired as a creative. You know, first and foremost, it's like listening to these people, and you know, we were chatting earlier about just social media and how sometimes it can be just too much. But I think, especially now coming out of the pandemic, it's been a place of solace and connection. Quite honestly, you know, and it's a chance to see and hear things and experience things, especially in your community, that you weren't necessarily able to be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everything with the pandemic, as awful as things have been for so many people, and just like the pandemic itself, who thought we would go through a pandemic in our lifetime?
Yeah.
Positive things that I like to think about is exactly what you just said. The changes that we've seen in how we're able to take in music, view new things that we may not have heard of before, reach out to different genres and sounds we may not have thought to check out before. And it's cool. And I did want to talk about social media too, as far as, you know, it being overwhelming. I've heard that feedback from a few different artists, and just how they've really changed their presence. How do you feel like you've been affected?
In like terms of social media,
and putting your sound out there, talking about what you're working on.
Well, I will say, I mean, I've been creating for a long time, although there's been like starts and stops with that. I feel like the last year and a half, I've been embracing it a little bit more, and not worrying or obsessing about who's viewing it, who's commenting on it, who's liking it. And you know, that can be fun and like validating, of course, and I'm like really happy that people seem to be into, especially the duo project, but it's sort of like just putting it out there, and just like whatever, I mean, it sounds cliche, but just like whatever happens, whatever people want to do with it, that's like, it's on them now, you know? Whereas before, I would just kind of live in that space of like, it has to be this, and it has to be that, and it has to go here, and you know what I mean?
All those little technicalities.
Yeah, and I think now I'm trying to really focus on creating stuff I'm really into and really proud of, and then putting it out in the world. And if one person likes it, then cool. And if they don't, then that's fine too. I still like it. You know what I mean? It's not, it's not perfect every time, but it's like for the most part, I try to come at it from that lens of I'm just sharing what I'm into, and I'm sharing just like things I want to get out of my system, and yeah.
How do you feel like that change has affected your viewership, or just people, like new people learning about you? Have you seen any big changes with that?
Well, I think it might have something to do with the duo project. So like I'm in a duo project with a good friend of mine called Oh My Friend. And I think pushing something that you're a part of, like if you're a part of of like a group, it kind of seems easier to promote it in a way versus like a solo thing. And I don't know if that's just like, oh, look at me versus look at what we did. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like with the Oh My Friend stuff, I'm like, this is what me and my friend did. Look at it, cool, awesome. Versus sometimes with my own stuff, I'm like, check this out if you want. You know what I mean?
Feeling a little less shy.
Feeling
because
a little
it's
less
not
shy.
Just you,
Exactly.
and you've got your friend Mary.
Yeah.
They're creating stuff with you to
Right.
really elevate and pump you up too.
Right.
So, like,
Right. There's a connection. There's like a community within your own project that's a little bit easier to facilitate the promoting of it.
It's always
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah.
It's helpful to have that like
Just
nice kind of supportive feeling. And
Yeah, just like it's so, I feel like it's easy to promote your friends, right? Like I have a bunch of singer-songwriter friends in the community, and I'm like adamant about, go to the show, they're awesome, they're cool. And it's like I want to extend the same sort of grace or kindness to myself, or to like, things that I'm doing in a way.
that makes sense, because the title of the group is Oh My Friend.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? What inspired that?
Okay, that was, well, I don't know if it'll be funny, but it's funny to us. One of my sisters always said, she always says, "Oh my stars," like when she's like, a thing happens, like oh my stars, yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, I love it.
Exactly. And so that was sort of my take on it. And then my friend Mary Jennings, who's an artist based in Nashville, and she's a bolo tie maker, by the way. She made this bolo tie.
Okay. Mary, the other half.
No Sass Creations. So she's been a friend of mine for years, and her dad says he's born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee, and her dad always says, "Oh my." Oh my, Mary. I can't do it as well as she can. She does a great friend. Oh my. So we kind of like blended the two, and the thought process behind the band is we're making music together, and eventually we want to have our friends kind of join us on various songs or various
That's cool.
singles. So that we'll eventually get there, but that's sort of the thought process behind the name.
I love it. So it's a combination of the Southern affectionate draw, the oh my stars.
Or just like the sayings that we, say. And
I love it. And then keeping the option open too for collaborations. And it sounds like you and Mary aren't necessarily keeping it just, this is just us, this is just our project. Right now, this is what we have going on, and we look forward to growing that more.
Yeah. And it started, honestly, it started because a good friend of ours, Natasha, she runs a business called Sound Sentiments, and she's based in Toronto, but it's a digital card company, and you can download certain songs based, like it's a happy birthday, and she does this really cool Christmas or holiday advent calendar. And I was a part of that for a couple years, and then Mary joined in, and she asked us to do one together. And so that's kind of really what started the band collaboration.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just sort of a lot of friends connecting with each other.
Was it a musical advent
calendar? Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a music. Yeah, I don't know if I
never
explained
heard of
that correctly,
before.
but it's a musical advent calendar, and you get a song every day. You can download it, or it's like a playlist involved. And it's called Sound Sentiments. It's really cool.
I like that.
And we did 2 songs this past year, And then we were like, that was fun. Let's maybe do some originals and, you know, kind of connect there. So,
That's exciting.
and we did everything virtually, you know, because we live in different places.
That's really cool. And so was this, you were saying pre-pandemic, or?
Well, this actually happened during the pandemic. So this past December, we really just recorded some songs, and then over the past couple months, trying out originals. And
I guess thanks pandemic and Corona and all that for really helping solidify the what is it,
via virtual.
Yes, virtual.
Yeah,
I couldn't think of
yeah,
the word.
digital.
The virtual stuff to make something like this possible.
It really was. Yeah, I mean,
that's cool though, and you guys were able to really do something with that, even not being in the same places. And
yeah, we stayed connected. Like we were talking again about, obviously, pandemic's horrible, but there is a lot of positive things that came out of it. And one of the things was, I used to live in New York for a long time, and we met at this place called Cafe Vivaldi, and it was really a special place. It was an awesome community-driven. Met most of my friends there. Met my husband there. It was like really great place. And when the pandemic happened, a buddy of ours from that scene decided to do a virtual Cafe Vivaldi open mic, and Mary kept it going. So we still do it every Monday online, and we have like people from Richmond,
cool.
Nashville, New York.
where can people watch that? Because I definitely want to tune
Well,
into that.
I will send you a link. It's the same link every Monday from 7, starts at 7 p.m. You can hop on, hop off whenever you need to. I can get you the details on that. It's just a Zoom open mic. And
is it free for anybody to
it's
hop on?
free,
Do you have to have a
free to hop
invitation?
on. No, you can like come hang out. You can play. We do like, there's comedians on there, poetry readers. It's just a really cool time every Monday, and that's just been a really huge source of, I don't know, just solace and creativity for me and for the community there. So
That sounds
staying connected.
really cool. And it's not just like Richmond, it's New York, it's all over. So you're getting to meet even more people and like-minded people.
Yeah. It's a really cool vibe, I think.
I like that a lot. And the cafe's name?
Cafe Vivaldi. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's no longer a place anymore in New York, unfortunately, but we keep it alive with the spirit.
Keeping it going through the open mic. And that's really cool. And that's special too, with how
really special.
How special the cafe was to you, and just, you know, meeting your husband there.
Yeah, it was really a great place.
That sounds like fun. I've never done an open mic personally.
Come on.
I envy people that can do that.
Yes, come play bass.
Ryan, we're gonna play bass on the open mic for the Vivaldi spirit that's going on. I also want to hear from you. So you also do some solo work. You just had a new release come out last week, I believe, the week before?
Yes, so the release last week was Avalanche with Oh My Friend. Mary and I released this video and single, and
it's amazing.
thank you so much.
Everybody needs to watch it and listen to it. It's so good.
It's a moody, dark pop song, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it, but that was really fun to sing and to play on. And Mary did all the production along with Ryan Yeomans, who's based in Nashville. And I just sang from a closet here in Richmond and sent her the files, and then she did all the things. And I was actually in town with her last week, and we did a little music video, and it was really fun. That's what I'm about these days. I'm just trying to have like just fun with music.
Staying creative, making sure that you're keeping that passion going, and like you said, fun.
Yeah.
That's the important part. If you're not having fun with what you're doing, what are you doing?
Yeah, like why?
Like, seriously, again, things that have come out of all of this. A reoccurring answer for many, many people, myself included. I just decided that I can't keep living my life or doing things that I don't truly love.
And exactly.
I'm not passionate about and not having fun, and it's really been able to inspire so many different cool things for different people. What was the inspiration behind Avalanche? You said it's you're describing it as emo, kind of moody,
Yeah,
dark.
definitely moody.
Some of my favorite things.
Yeah. Well, so Mary, this wasn't a co-write. She wrote the song, but she wrote it about her husband and just feeling all the feels that you feel.
My.
And so that's what's, the inspiration behind the song. And then, yeah, we just like wanted it, I guess the sound of it to be just like, I don't know, just moody. I guess that's the best word I can describe.
Is that why you recorded it in the closet?
Yeah, I think so.
So I think I understand a little bit of the mechanics behind that. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but like I can't get the mental image of you in your closet singing this gorgeous song, and like you said, describing the emotion behind it. So to achieve that sound, and is there like additional benefits to recording in a closet? Like what made you say, let me go get in this closet?
So I say that because it's the only sort of spot in our house that I have kind of set up to where the sound is good for recording. Yeah. And so I just stuff a whole bunch of blankets in there and just kind of, it has some shelving, and I just open the door and I have my mic set up and everything. So it's just a good place for the sound. And but it now that I think about it, it's just like you're just singing into like a dark space. I kind of like that. Yeah. I never thought about it that way. I was just more doing it for the sound, but I guess there's a vibe there.
Your brain must have known something, because if you guys were going for that, just that sultry and dark, I don't want to use the word scratchy because it's not how you describe somebody's music, but like that, that feeling of just like,
it's just there.
Yeah, I think we were talking about this earlier, like 90s bands, early 2000s, how different bands will have a very specific sound. I think it was Weezer had thrown an amp against the wall once to make sounds, and taking different things off of different instruments to achieve things. So maybe subconsciously you were like, all right, my homemade booth, this is like perfect.
I think so. Yeah, and Mary, even from afar, she would I would send her some files, and she's very good at creating and like talking through, okay, like sing it like this, but like imagine your voice is, and this like really weird obscure thing. I was like, okay, I got it. So she's like really great at directing the production of it, I guess.
She kind of puts like the visual to that's neat. Again, I really envy people that can do things like that, because it is, I'm not a singer, songwriter, so you just like, to me, I'm like, wow. How does your brain work? How do you create these things? And it sounds like you guys are an amazing team to be able to bounce ideas off each other to create this.
Yeah, I feel like when you find people, I mean, I feel like I have a couple people in my life that are like that, where you just sort of feel comfortable around them, and they're other creatives, and it's just all in good. It's like all in a good spot. You just feel comfortable, and you almost create like a language, and sometimes you just feel a feeling and go with it.
You don't always have to communicate with words.
Yeah.
You get on that level where it's like, I got what you're saying.
Yeah, and when you do, you just, work through it, I guess. But that's really nice. I feel like I have that with a lot of people within the community that I work in. So it's been really fun to do that.
You can definitely hear it. I'm a full believer in things like being able to pick up on little things like that, and you can listen to things that are out on the radio now, and to me some things stand out more so than others. When Foo Fighters, Taylor Hawkins, rest in peace, you can hear how close that band is, how in touch they are with each other, and it really translates through the music, and how I perceive them, how different people perceive them, and then sometimes it's not quite there, and for me, that's a connection that I really, really enjoy.
Yeah.
And again, like I can hear it in what you've been putting out, what you've created, and it's nice.
Thanks.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Like it's always such a fun thing to be able to add something new to, whether it be actually new or not, you know, to what you're listening to and add something into that catalog. And speaking of, you're not brand new to the scene. You do have some older music still out there and available.
I do, yeah. So I recorded an EP about 11 years ago now that that just went on Spotify last year because of some distribution things. And so yeah, if you want to like find that, it's a 5-song EP that I recorded in Brooklyn with a buddy of mine, Will Hensley, who's awesome. And definitely more of a country Americana sound. But you know, I'm into it. It's quite an old record, but it's still me.
Nothing that you're ashamed of.
Nothing that I'm ashamed of.
They're
I think
different
it's a
than what you're
great
doing
record.
Yeah.
If you like that, you know, kind of music. But the people on it were, Will played pretty much every instrument on it besides guitar, and well, he played guitar on it too. But yeah, so I feel like I can stand behind that record because of what he made it. So.
And how cool is that? It's stood the test of time.
Hopefully.
And even though it's not, you know, the direction you're still going in, or necessarily what you would like to represent yourself, it's still something you can be proud of.
Yeah, I think so.
I like that. You've got an amazing support system around you, and you know, people working with you are also very fortunate to have someone like yourself.
Well, I just feel like constantly inspired by my buddies here. I mean, we've talked about this obviously here at RVA and JCHATS. Like, you see all these talented people, and I want to be a part of it, and but I just feel constantly inspired by my friends, my buddies here, especially in Richmond, but you know, throughout New York or Nashville.
All over the place. Have you come across anybody that you've been like, I'd like to work with them?
Well, I will tell you that, I mean, I'm a little fangirly over, well, local bands like Doe Eyes, who I love. I love Allie. She's so fun. She's just like such a good, just everything, presence, like voice. Ricky Racky, I mean, they're buddies of mine too, but they're just such a good, like talking about like cohesiveness and friendship. They're like locked in, you know.
For sure.
Yeah,
There's
so.
stickers on the door.
Ooh.
I saw it when I came up here for the Zach Benson's show and everything. I was like,
Their new single just came out last Friday.
Yes,
I don't know if you've listened to it. Quarantine. It was awesome.
Yes, it did. I'm almost positive here RVA had featured it on the Friday releases, which there's new and out today too, with the music coming out.
Awesome.
Anybody else that you've like,
oh my.
Like maybe somebody new or old or
Trying to think. Now, you know, now like my mind goes blank when
now that
we're
I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh man. Who am I thinking of? There's so many bands.
At least there's not a shortage of people.
I know. It's like wild. I'm starting to maybe collaborate with a friend of mine, Luke Shares.
Okay.
He's a local, he's just now starting to play out. So that's maybe in the works.
Okay.
Something. I don't know what we're going to do, some vocal stuff. And he has big looping station of sorts.
Okay.
So who knows what that'll turn into. I don't know.
Maybe a little tiny teaser to
a little
what could
teaser.
become. I'm excited. I love it. I love secrets.
Yeah, secrets.
If you had to kind of put a few words or description or something on, because you're in the midst of still continuing your music, what you're creating, sounds, things like that. If you had to kind of generalize what it is that you're doing currently and the sounds and things like that you would like for the future, just for anybody, you know, that might be looking at you and saying, I would love to to work with Rachel?
Ooh.
Because I know there's people out there for sure.
Well, I am open for pretty much anything. I I grew up listening to 90s country and Americana, so I feel like earlier part of my life and creativity, I've really went into that realm, which I still love so much. And then now with the whole All My Friend things, kind of tapping into the pop electronica world. I've also done some vocal things with a buddy of mine, Dan Munkus, who's based in Peekskill, New York. And we should have some other songs that I've collaborated with him coming out within next year, or maybe this year, that he'll just send me tracks and kind of ask me to do a vocal thing, and I send it back to him and he mixes it. And and that style of music is very, it's electronica, but it's sort of, I don't know, avant-garde, or it's not in the confines of like, this is the song, like this is a verse, chorus, verse, bridge,
Interesting.
which is, it's fun as a vocalist to try anything. And
Sounds
he'll throw
challenging.
out, he'll throw out like what doesn't sound good, there's plenty of that, but then he'll just kind of tweak things. And so that's been really fun. So I'm down to try anything. And I feel like what I'm starting to embrace is there's fun in just trying things, and then if it doesn't land, it doesn't land, and you did it and it was fine. The world doesn't end, if it does, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it's just, you just do the thing and embrace it as much as you can, and then have fun with it.
I can't, you've given me something, like such an inspiration, insight, and you've said this a few times as we've been talking. Your biggest, most important focus and thing to you is making sure that you're having fun and not worrying about being perfect or sticking to something. It sounds like this is about making sure Rachel and Mary and everybody that you're collaborating with truly feels what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And again, it's translating through what you are creating. And I have to I'm going to keep this in mind forever.
Oh, good.
I think it's an important message to, put out there, because it's so easy to get self-conscious and just think that, am I lazy because I'm not so worried about stuff?
Yes.
Like, is this normal? And
yes.
to hear an artist say, like, no, this is more helpful for me to relax.
Well, it's a fine line between, I don't know, like, you want it to be good. Like, you want things you do to be good, right? But at some point, it's like the line of like obsessing about it and then like letting it go. I feel like that's the line I'm always sort of like, okay, back on track,
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean I'm not nervous. It doesn't mean I'm not thinking about it, or, but it's sort of like, that's kind of where I want to operate from a place of, I'm going to make it the best I can. We're going to make it the best we can. And then letting it go. I mean, that's easier said than done, right? But again, just trying to operate from that space.
You make more sense than I think you realize to me, because look, this is one of my first tattoos ever.
Ooh.
I got it back in 2007.
Wait, what does it say?
It's lyrics from a Basement Jaxx song.
Let it all go.
Let it all go.
There you go.
Because you can't always be super perfect.
Yeah.
And when you let it go.
Yeah. Just let it go.
You find yourself just really being able to be like, okay, just say, Rachel, you're amazing. I've had so much fun with you.
It's been so fun chatting with you, and I have loved everything that you've done. And
you've like rejuvenated, reinvigorated me. You've got so much happening, some things coming, up in the next few months. And by that point in time, when people are able to watch, Rachel will have even more things out. Any parting thoughts, words, anybody you want to say hello to?
Well,
any more secrets?
Any more secrets? Well, I think by the time this airs, I'll have like a single coming out in June under my name, Rachel Epp. It's a collaboration with my buddies Dan Munkus and Tommy White. And yeah, I'm just like really, I feel honored to be seated next to you and to be a part of this. And
Pleasure is all mine.
yeah.
Thank you again, Rachel.
Thank you.
Guys, this has been Rachel Epp, and this is JCHATS back finally. So excited to be back talking to artists in the community, and seriously, really like helped reinvigorate my spirit, and I feel like the nerves are calming. And you're an amazing person.
too.
Excuse me, really inspiring, and I'm personally very excited to keep hearing what you have going on, your different creations in music, and keeping an eye on you.
Thank you so much.
And I'm gonna check out the open mic and get on those streams.
Yes,
on Monday
anyone
nights.
is welcome. Anyone.
Yay. And guys, you can also hit up Rachel. She is open to collaborations, things in the future, open to a lot of different things. So
Yeah.
if you want to have somebody that's all about making you feel relaxed and really just be true to yourself, this is your girl.